There it goes. Once again, resetting my mic setting. Anyway, we're back today with more AI Somnium files. Hopefully we'll be able to finish this game soon today. I'll try to keep my opinions to myself, even though that's kind of devoid of what a streamer is supposed to do. Hard to talk as it is, let alone not say how I feel about this game. Since last time, we had such difficulty getting through parts of it. But anyway, let's see what we can make of it today. The music back going. Hope you're having a good day. I had my COVID jab. I had no issues with it. It was nice. Yeah. I've just been very lethargic this entire week. Anyway. Should be the one. Don't want to read it. Here comes the flashback stuff again. Oh no, it doesn't do it this time? Yay. Oh, we're there. Start investigating day 5, Tuesday. Jut AI. Proceed. There's no other way forward. We can do just, you know, find an ending each time. We'll get through this. Harbor Warehouse District, which reminds me of 4X game, Harbors and District. Tuesday, 9:39 a.m.
Have you settled down?
From what? From the recovery of the altercation with
The scene is being inspected without you. This time the body didn't disappear. However, you lost consciousness. I didn't expect you to faint. Seeing that corpse must have been incredibly shocking. I did not predict you to be the fainting type. I suppose humans are unpredictable. Now that you're back, let's get back to business.
On Twitter. How enigmatic and fickle humans are.
You are conscious, are you not? Are you at a loss for words?
No, you can't escape it.
Date, don't let negative thoughts consume you.
Hard sometimes when you're surrounded by them.
Thinking that Iris died because of me. If I never took her to Ota's, this wouldn't have happened. If you truly believe that, then your brain is completely rotten. Or perhaps when you saw the corpse, your head became filled with images of blooming yellow dandelions.
What?
Oh, you're talking now. Was I correct? If you consider the situation logically, even an elementary school student would understand.
Never blame yourself. First rule of being a human being.
Huh?
Fine. Allow me to pluck some of those dandelions from your mind. I will ask 3 questions. Please answer honestly. First question. The cold storage warehouse was not in regular operation, but even so, the AC was on, and a minus 58-degree temperature was maintained. Why is that?
Water. No blue ocean spreads out before me. Don't fall in. Pretty dangerous to be sitting here. The warehouse is being used, presumably. Maybe the AC is broken. Ice cream preserves something. Yeah, but to preserve something is not why is that. It might well be the case, but it's not why is that. It's not a reason for it being on. Or rather, it's a reason for someone putting it on, but not like it's not like the method that they, you know, like it doesn't explain anything. Yes, to preserve something, but how? You know, I guess there will be.
To preserve something?
Yes. Let us move on to the next question. Second question. There was something strange about the corpse.
I had a feeling that's what I want, even though I don't like that.
Do you remember what that was?
It was completely frozen, it was covered by a cloth, and was hidden in the engine compartment. I mean, it's not strange given the situation and the investigations we've been doing so far, but yeah, it would be the right answer.
That is a unique factor.
Okay, so not this thing.
But there was something else, something more peculiar.
There are a few things that are peculiar. It's peculiar as complete frozen. It's also not peculiar because it's in the cold storage. It's peculiar that it's covered by a cloth. And it's peculiar it was hidden in the engine compartment. They're all peculiar.
What is unnatural about that?
Isn't it strange? The culprit hid the body because they didn't want it to be found. But then they cover it with a cloth. That implies they thought that someone would eventually find it.
But do you know for a fact that the culprit hid the body? And even if they were responsible, it is not uncommon that murderers feel a sudden urge of remorse or pity for their victim.
So the cloth was a sign of pity?
That is a possibility.
Which one do you want me to do, game? They're all valid.
The culprit was afraid that the body would be discovered, so they hid it under the hood. But why there? The ocean is right here. If they really wanted to hide the body, they could have put weights on it and sunk it into the water.
As I stated earlier, the culprit may not have hidden the body. And even if they did,
They showed pity by hiding it in the warehouse rather than dumping it somewhere.
better than the ocean, I would imagine.
They're dead. Do they care?
Iris's body was completely frozen. The temperature read -58. With Iris's weight... Just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
And I'm supposed to know the science behind this? How much temperature you
105
need for
pounds.
freezing a body of 105 pounds?
It should have taken about 18 hours to freeze solid.
And I'm supposed to know that?
But we were...
Wait a moment. Before you draw your conclusion, allow me to ask my final question. Question 3. 2 days ago, Sunday night, you found a dead body in the cold storage warehouse. But afterward, you visited the Sagan household and discovered that Iris was in fact still alive. Why?
Iris is actually dead. Because I saved Iris in Moan. You mean? Okay, can't read the text. Corpse was a hallucination. Well, in a way, it's a hallucination because Dante got it wrong. You mean that would be so weird to me. But that does allude to the write-on. Perhaps they won't.
You mean...
You've got it.
Bolted into the warehouse like that. Leads to the right answer. Like I said, I know the story. But that's also a stupid answer because it's actually no answer.
I don't believe it.
The stomach is swollen slightly. She appears to have been pregnant.
How?
Do not worry. The uterus does not contain a fetus.
You mean after she was killed?
No. The fetus was not present in her body when she was killed. She must have been killed after giving birth. The distended stomach does not immediately shrink after
I can't even
birth.
see this.
The expanded uterus takes some time to return to its normal size. This evidence makes one thing perfectly obvious.
The female anatomy is gross.
This corpse isn't Iris. It's someone else.
Which means...
Iris is still alive.
Not necessarily. She could be alive. We haven't confirmed that yet. Multiple stab wounds with a single-edged, sharp object to the victim's back.
I took a second to say that because I knew probably women would not like me saying that, but quite frankly I couldn't.
Judging by the size and shape of the
Why would
marks,
I care?
the weapon
What
was
reason do I
most
have to
likely a kitchen knife. This matches what you said on Sunday.
So this is the body I saw then. Is there an estimated time of death?
Impossible to determine. This body has been completely frozen for at least 10 years.
10 years? She was killed more than 10 years ago?
Exactly. Her identity is unknown. Her killer is also unknown, but there is one likely suspect.
Who?
You.
Let's consider the clues. The scene: Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. Sunday night, we saw So here. And there is something else about So Sajima. We witnessed someone similar to Iris being stabbed repeatedly in So's Somnium.
But it wasn't Iris. It was this woman.
That is highly likely.
What we saw was So's memory from more than 10 years ago.
I believe that is the case.
Renju and So?
But we still do not know where Renju is.
That means that we need to talk to...
So Sajima.
A pitiful poor. Just looking there makes my chest. Yay! Go. Najima residence, Tuesday, 12:01 p.m. Mizuki and Ota keep searching for Iris. Unfortunately, they didn't turn up anything. Iris's whereabouts are still unknown. I'm worried about her, but without any leads, we'd just be looking for her blind. I should focus on the investigation for now. It will eventually lead me to Iris, I'm sure. With that in mind, I headed to So's mansion.
I thought I told you never to show your face here again.
I didn't come here for Shoko today. I didn't come here for Iris either. Instead, I'm here for a girl who looks like Iris. Did you kill her?
Date, look.
I knew it.
Wolf? He's hiding.
You killed her, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've had enough of your shit, Congressman! You wanted to check on the body of the girl you killed. That's why you were at the cold storage warehouse 2 days ago. Where is Renju Okiura? You know where he is, don't you? You were at an Okiura fishery warehouse for a reason. There's definitely a connection between you two. And that's not all. Number 89 called your secretary. The same number 89 that Renju escaped with. Now tell me, where is Renju?
Suddenly, gang of bodyguards. It is.
We'd like to ask you to please leave.
Damn it, So!
There's nothing
So?
we can do. We did arrive without a warrant. We were technically trespassing.
We have been doing that this whole time. Now, all of a sudden, that's too much. We've been doing it the whole time. I could have done it to begin with and tried and failed. I really hate this about it. Like, all of a sudden, reasons that were valid this entire time are now being enforced. But why weren't they enforced before? Why now?
If he had called the police, we would be in a...
You could have called the police before? What the fuck?
We would have been detained immediately.
Same with before! Why now is
Who would
different?
look after Iris then?
None of this is different. None of this is different.
Do you intend to leave your responsibility with Mizuki
Again,
and
dodging
Ota?
the fucking situation. If that was the case, he could have done that to begin with. Why has it taken up to this point to do that?
Ah!
Calm down, Date.
No, you are the one wiling him up, and I can see why. Saying all this nonsense that as if it's news. As if it now applies, as opposed to hasn't applied every single time we've been there before.
We still have our lead.
Lead?
Renji Okiura, which means...
Before I explain, we need to discuss the corpse in the cold storage warehouse. Let's give her a name. Because she is frozen solid,
Oh,
we
lovely.
could call her All Ice or Alice. What do you think?
I think you're funny. I think you're referring to Zero's game.
Alice and Iris.
I think I
believe
get
it
the
fits
fucking
nicely.
Alright, Alice. What about her?
It's a fucking rapper.
Someone might be able to identify her.
Who?
A Allow me to ask you 3 questions.
Oh my god, there's 3 questions here again.
Again with this?
First question. You have seen this corpse more than twice. 3 times, in fact. When was the first time?
Few days ago Sunday night, Wednesday, Tuesday, 2 days ago Saturday night, yesterday Monday night. I think they said 2 days ago when we were on the bay.
That was the second time. When my body was out of commission and you went to the warehouse on your own. I'm not talking about then. I'm talking about the very first time.
3 days ago. Saturday night when I synced at Abyss.
Yes, in the Somnium world. We saw the frozen corpse of a girl. Question 2. Who is the girl?
Virus, Alice, Iris, Adrian. Adrian! Yes. For the joke that I saw in other streams of this. Definitely want to pick Adrian.
Adrian? Adrian! No, of course not.
Now I know. That girl was probably Alice.
Most likely, yes. So we have technically known Alice for 3 days. One last thing. The final question. In which Somnium did we see Alice?
You just said that. I tried it.
My roommate, Mizuki Okiura.
Exactly. You mentioned something about Mizuki's Somnium being some kind of prophecy. But prophecies are nonsense. Dreams are not made of the future. They are made from the past.
She'll know about this body.
Therefore,
Mizuki has seen Alice before.
there is no other explanation.
Aiba, where is Mizuki now?
Where we went with Iris yesterday, the Kume Shrine.
The shrine? Why would she be there?
Unknown. She is supposed to be looking for Iris.
Okay, let's go.
Kume Shrine, Tuesday, 2:40 p.m.
Date,
Did you find Iris?
if I did, I would have told you already.
Right.
Where is Renju? What are you doing here? Where is Osa?
I think Iris is with Renju.
With Daddy?
Yeah. Her note mentioned her most trusted person. That's probably Renju.
Yeah. I remember that mermaid girl saying something like that.
What?
He was looking for Iris.
Took forever to load.
Does that mean that Daddy is the one who called for Iris?
It could be. So I need to know where he is.
But I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Iris used to like this shrine. She told me about all her memories here. We used to come here all the time. You know those steps in the front? We would sit there together and talk about things.
What kind of thing?
Like what gluten-free means, and eyelash extensions, and aerial yoga. And we would talk about all our problems together. Sometimes we would talk late into the night. So I thought that maybe she'd be here. But it looks like I was wrong.
Got all honest? Boy.
I think he's searching Akihabara right now. Last time he checked in, he said he didn't have anything.
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you.
I told Mizuki about the frozen corpse.
You've seen her before, haven't you? 3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories, so that corpse...
This from you.
Mizuki, please, answer me. Iris's life is at stake.
Quite a few stakes by looking at that.
What do you mean?
Do you see her cuts on her back? Comes again. About how Ranger ran off the assassination. How 89 is connected to Somnium. Are you sure this is why? There's something. That Somnium is linked.
I need to know everything about Alice.
You already spilled the beans, man.
If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89. And that might lead me to Iris.
If you look down to her feet, I can see agony. Yeah. Balancing. Finally, she steeled herself, lifted her head, said,
Okay, I'll tell you about Alice.
"Well, if you care about Iris, you'd be fucking spilling the beans already by now." About Alice?
It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemniscate. I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I had never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside. I followed right behind him, quietly.
How did you get there? What?
Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back.
Give me a second. I'll follow in the taxi.
I hid behind a shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the fork, and then, after a little bit, he left. I wanted to know what he was looking at.
So you looked into it.
I went over to the forklift, and I looked under the hood myself. And then,
You saw Alice's dead body.
but at the time, I thought it was Iris.
Like everybody else. That isn't in on it. Did you talk to Renju about it? Seems a really foolish idea. What did you do after that? Why didn't you call the police?
The corpse looked exactly like Iris. I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't. So I went to Iris's house.
Huh? What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination. What was I supposed to do?
Apparently call the police.
Daddy would have been in trouble.
Yeah. Oh. Damn.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah.
See, Mizuki protects Renju. Does that mean she's villainous? And hateful? And a despicable character with no morals? Alright, cool. So, depending on your opinion of that, how about we relate that to everybody else who tries to protect someone in this game? Since it's the same fucking thing, right? Cool. Did you talk to Renju about it?
What do you mean? I couldn't just ask.
Stop
It
being
would have
fucking
changed
hypocrites.
everything.
I hate hypocrites.
I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay. I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried
But
to
then again,
forget the
she's a
whole
cute
thing.
young girl with blue hair. I guess it's
Repressed memories are often the subject of
same fucking thing.
That's why Alice showed up
it's
during the
fine.
sink.
Barriokiri Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
I actually met with one of the higher-ups at Daddy's company last night. Before I went to Matsushita Diner.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and
Barriokiri Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse again.
I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born. After my grandpa died, Daddy took over. In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else. I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think. But I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
Alice.
About Okura Fishery. Cold storage. Kagami, where... Maybe his face looks so... Can't do anymore?
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Okiura Fishery. Daddy was still managing the warehouse, and he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company. And the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
No way. How long was he managing the warehouse? Before you were born,
Hey,
she said.
Mizuki, how long was he managing the warehouse?
Before you were born! That's what she said.
For 18 years. That's what the man told me.
18 years?
18 years?
From that long ago?
18 years?
Yes.
Iba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
Huh?
Date, I found her. The girl who looks like Iris.
What's her name?
Monica Iwai, 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. A graduate of Eitoku High School.
What?
But
Renji was my
why?
classmate at Eitoku High.
Monica, why? Or whatever.
We've known each other for 20 years now.
Why is her name Monica and she's supposed to be Japanese?
When I was young, I
Well, that
lost
life
someone
was so
very
wonderful.
important to me.
American. Oh, it was beautiful, magical. And then the birds and the bees, and kind of singing so happily, so joyfully. Oh, make believe, watching.
Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
Oh, Manaka. Monica. A little tired.
Alice is Monica.
See the way he sounds it. Sounds like he's saying Monica.
Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why? Monica's body was found just now, but even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Monica was already dead.
Why? He won.
Iba, where is Hitomi right now?
At headquarters for questioning.
Lovely.
MPD still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Roger that.
What the heck was happening? You're not gonna let me see it? Police headquarters, Tuesday, 5:08 p.m. Just who are you?
You're awfully calm.
Oh, really? You cleared up previous shit? Fuck you.
You saw the corpse of your daughter today. You were called into the station to confirm her identity. And yet here you are, cool as a cucumber, even though you lost your precious daughter. Shall I guess why?
Her name is Iwai Monica. She has been missing for 18 years. She was 19 years old at the time she went missing.
And she was already pregnant at that time, which is fucking vile. But anyway.
Monica, Hitomi Sagan, and Renju Okiura all attended Eitoku High School.
Much more vile than a pervert or a creep. Someone who actually did those deeds. Such a young, tender age. Anyway, let's show that.
Because that body isn't Iris, and you know it.
Are you serious?
Yes. Her name is Monica Iwai. She was killed when she was 19. She went to the same high school as you, and she was your best friend. Isn't that right? Nothing to say for yourself? Hiding something? Maybe you killed her with Renju.
That's ridiculous.
Ashes me?
Oh, now you're talking. But we know Renju committed a crime. Illegally disposing of a body. And we can prove it.
Why would Renji be questioned after dumping? Why would anyone be questioned when dumping about dumping?
The cold storage warehouse where the body was found. It's been managed by Renju Okiura for almost 2 decades now.
Yay, trophy!
And witness testimony proves that he knew about the corpse there. And if I'm not mistaken, you knew about the corpse too, Hitomi. You and Renju have been close since high school. It's not too much of a stretch to think that he told you about the body. And I remember you telling me once.
When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
How did you know that she was dead?
I didn't.
Don't play dumb. I know you're hiding something. You know what happened 18 years ago, and you knew she was pregnant. You were her best friend. Of course you would have known.
Not necessarily, but we do know that she did.
Tell me. Tell me everything.
Date, she's not going to talk.
Only a minute.
Sync with her.
I think we're getting somewhere.
Date, I'm sure I've told you enough times by now, but please, come back within 6 minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to become her.
I can't promise you that, Pewter.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not coming back until I find something.
Date, you can't.
Why not?
You know why.
Because it will take over my
Why?
consciousness?
Yes.
But if it's only a little...
No, not even a little. If the sync passes the critical point, the damage will be irreparable.
But what does that mean exactly?
Are you two hiding from me?
No.
I'm not hiding anything.
Then let's try it. Let's experiment with my mind. Then we'll know for sure what'll happen.
Fine. I'll just say it.
Will you? Okay, then spill the beans, boss. I'm listening to you now. I'm waiting for your words. Alright, here it is.
Yeah?
Pewter, tell him.
I'm sorry, what? How does that mean that you just say it?
Me?
You know more about it than I do.
Yeah, that is not what you said. You said that you'll say it.
Ask Pewter. He knows more about it than I do.
And that's not what you said. You said that you would say it. Irrelevant of who knows more. Sure, plenty of times people get information from not the best source. That doesn't matter. He did not comply to saying you said it. What happens after 6 minutes? 6 minutes.
Well, first off, 6 minutes is not a hard limit. It could be 7, or even 8.
But it's a guaranteed minimum.
I don't care about the exact time.
Oh no, there is some interest about that, because what if it was 5 and we were to make an over?
I'm asking what happens if you go beyond the limit.
Do you remember the story I told you about the egg?
Yes.
Yeah, why?
If you imagine
Yes,
an
sir.
egg as your consciousness, the yolk is what goes into the subject's brain. The white remains inside your shell. If you go beyond the limit, your yolk will not be able to return to its shell.
Because the subject's mind will start to take over the sinker's consciousness, right? I know that part already.
Indeed, but there's more to it. After the yolk is devoured, the egg white is brought through the machine next.
Huh?
And there's more. It's not just the sinker's brain. The same process eventually occurs in the subject's as well. In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced.
That's a huge line.
Mind,
That's pretty much the whole
consciousness,
basis.
memory, they are traded. Switched.
The human brain has what can be understood as a memory limit.
Welcome to the entire story of the game.
One brain can only hold
In one simple
consciousness,
little line or two.
and it can only contain one person's memories.
That's the most important. Anything else?
Now you know everything.
Yeah. The story is
Talk to the boss.
typical face-off garbage. Why did you keep this? Well, because they didn't want you to know about the exact reason why they know that.
I was unaware of this as well. This information is not on any accessible databases.
We had to prevent the possibility that the system could be exploited.
Exploited? But
Even if it wasn't you, someone else might try. We didn't tell any Sinkers this, including you. Project Sync is a top-secret project. It's a matter of national security. Even Sinkers are on a need-to-know basis. Think about it. What if you were kidnapped by bad people who tried to
bad
make you
people.
talk?
bad people?
Bad people.
A criminal organization, spies from another country, those people. If you blabbed about Project Sync, the entire country might be at risk. You heard it from Pewter. The Sync machine isn't just for entering a person's Somnium. It can also be used to swap bodies between two people. Imagine what this machine would be used for in the wrong hands.
Oh, that's me.
That's why I didn't tell you. We can't let this secret get out.
Swapping bodies between two people? Trading minds?
Remember what I told you earlier. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I got it.
Are you really okay?
I'm fine. Start it.
Understood. Let us begin.
Yay! What the
God?
fuck?
I am the god of fire.
And I bring you fire, fire!
I burn erotic books with my flames of red-hot anger.
Fire to burn!
My, how ruthless.
Ow!
Are you okay?
That hurt.
Well, you said ow.
I'll let you read this porno mag if it'll make you feel better.
I
Sure, she
will
loved that.
burn it.
The fog is making it pitch black.
The light over there. Is that a firefly? Somnium scan. Activate.
Just parts of the ground. Sinking in the mountain. Reveal the hidden secrets. Reveal Hitomi's secret buried. Alright.
It disappeared?
No, wait. It might still be nearby.
Flower bud. That's the only thing we can track from.
A flower bud. I cannot identify the
It's an
variety.
iris. 10, 15, and 15.
What happened?
It doesn't have any particular smell, but for some reason I nearly blacked out.
Maybe it's poisonous. Be careful.
What's this? Caring words from you, Date. What are you hiding? A flower bud. I cannot identify the variety. Worship it?
Yeah.
I will pray to it as though I am mourning the dead. It bloomed a little?
I don't know what caused it, but it's better than nothing happening.
Lit it up, it's lit. Oh yeah, it is. Shake. Shake the body right. Whoa. I don't know what direction I'm going. I don't know. Oh, boy. The wrong way. Oh my god. Yeah?
A rock.
Pick worship. And they're all questionable. This is gonna be fun! Well, in the question mark situation, probably want to go for the largest one first in case it's bad, and then we use the small one if it's bad, and use the second largest one if it's good.
Do what?
Just try.
Understood.
Well, did you find anything?
No, of course not.
You can lift.
5 minutes left, Date.
A rock.
Father worship.
But it's a rock.
Just like the plant.
Gods live in the rocks too, you know.
A rather Japanese way of thinking.
Just try it.
If you insist.
How was it? You've cleared your head, right?
Yes. I now feel a sense of emptiness.
Guess it was a waste of time.
I do not want to hear that from you. A rock.
What was the thing? Wound. Alright.
A hole in a tree. I may be able to fit inside.
I don't know.
I
which one.
cannot see anything. It is unnaturally dark.
Did you notice anything?
I did hear the faint sound of the wind.
It must be hollow on the inside.
Hollow. And
A hole in a tree. Stop giving me orders!
I didn't know you had all that bottled up. Sorry.
My voice is echoing.
It must be pretty cavernous in there.
I don't know.
A hole in a tree.
Please.
I am not going to be eaten or anything, right? Whoa! I fell, but I am still in the forest.
It's darker than before.
What? Is someone there?
Hey!
That voice is...
Find out where that voice is coming from.
Four minutes.
Ah. Fuck.
Renju Okiura. Renju, what are you doing in a place like this?
He won't answer.
Not in a place like this, at least. Renju Okiura. He looks young, but this is definitely Renju Okiura as he appeared approximately 20 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
Oh fuck, what are we doing?
Renju Okiura. This is for neglecting your responsibility to Mizuki, you coward! No use. I can't hit him.
This Renju is still a teenager. He wouldn't know Mizuki yet.
What the dick?
3 minutes, Date.
What the fuck? 4 and 3, 2. Oh my god.
A hole in the tree. It looks about as big around as a
This is
soccer
so
ball.
impossible. Like, how are you expecting to fucking figure this shit out? What the fuck is going on? I don't really want to use these amulets.
I am not going to be sucked in, am I?
That's strange. It should have worked.
Did you want to see me get sucked in?
Yeah.
A hole in the tree.
I don't know. Ah, fuck.
The Emperor is naked!
Okay. What about the Empress, though?
The Empress is naked!
Sounds like my kind of empire. Let's move there. I don't see anything.
Nor do I.
I don't fucking understand this crap. This makes no sense to me! We're just gonna run out of fucking time! I fucking hate this shit game. It's stupid and dumb. Okay.
I cannot see anything.
Anything else?
I do not. A hole in the tree.
What a dumb game.
Understood. I will do my best. This is a picture of Hitomi, Renju, and Monica.
Everyone is so young. Hold on to that.
You have less than 2 minutes, Date.
Yeah, I'm
Hurry.
fucked. Thanks.
Renju Okiura. Renju, look at this. Wait!
Renju, stop!
What is this hole? It wasn't here earlier. Really?
Yeah, go ahead.
Really?
Understood. Huh. It's even more difficult to see now. Another voice? Monica! That's Hitomi's voice.
Where is she? Look for her.
I don't even know how to get there. Fuck! How do I get to the hole in the tree free? This game. I hate it.
You have 1 minute left.
Yeah, I'm fucked, thanks.
Another hole in a tree. About as big as a capybara, I estimate.
Those are pretty big.
I'm fine.
Hitomi! Date likes Hitomi!
Hey, what are you trying to say? Hitomi won't remember this sink, but still.
Hitomi stopped.
Oh, this game sucks! I hate it! I hate that I can't fucking do this first try because it's bullshit and impossible to figure out first try. Fuck this crap. Fucking tree in my fucking way.
Date, you've got less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm dead.
That's Hitomi. Hitomi? I see.
Well?
She dresses modestly, but underneath she has
Nice.
a curvaceous body.
Good work, Iba. That's good to know.
I thought that would be the most... you would get a reaction.
That's Hitomi.
Well, we're fucked.
Hitomi, what are you doing here?
Guess she can't hear you.
Why didn't they know?
She looks like she's looking for something.
We're fucked.
That's Hitomi. Where?
Well, you could, you know, touch her...
But in this Somnium, she might be a minor.
her stomach. Test how soft her stomach is.
If you say so. I touched it.
So, what's the softness situation? Tell me.
It was soft. Nice and pliant. No noticeable abdominal muscles.
Valuable information indeed. Thank you, Iba.
You old pervert.
We're dead.
Date, we can't! Time is up!
Damn it! Is it over?
Shit. This is absolute shit. I was supposed to fucking figure that crap out. Fuck garbage. Absolute. Fucking garbage. I'm not impressed by these shit puzzles that make no fucking sense. You're just stabbing the literal dot
God.
over and over.
I am the
Why?
Fucking garbage.
Ow!
Are you okay?
That hurt.
I'll let you read this porno.
I will.
The fog is making it.
The light over there. Somnium stand.
Get me through this! Why do I have to wait so fucking long to try anything again? Can't skip any of this.
It disappeared.
No.
Fuck, this is rubbish.
A flower bud.
Yeah.
I will.
I don't.
A hole in it. Whoa!
It's done.
What? That voice.
Find out what.
A hole in the. Under. This up.
Everyone is.
Five minutes left, Date.
Renju. Ren. Wait.
Renju.
What is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if I knew where the 1 out of 8 was, sure, I'd use it. I don't know where the fuck. You know, I'd get it, but I could do it. Yeah. It just seemed to be random.
Another voice? That's Hitomi.
Where is she?
Don't know. Did we try everything in Hole in Tree free before we tried moving to Monaco? Or not Monaco, Hitomi? Oh no, I know. We went to the Hole Tree free, screamed in it, and then we found.
4 minutes.
Who the fuck was that? Oh, why is it so difficult to find this shit?
Another hole.
Those are pretty.
Date!
Hey, Hitomi, but still.
Hitomi's. A hole in a tree. I won't get. Hmm?
Might be important.
What the?
3 minutes, Date.
Fuck.
That's Hitomi. Do you remember this? Wait!
Follow her!
On it! A large hole. If there. Date,
I don't know.
I see.
Can you feel your...
I can try.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You have less than 2 minutes, Date. Hurry.
No! Get away.
A licorice flower. Nothing is happening.
That's to be expected, but still disappointing.
A licorice flower. I feel a little awkward, but... It's useless. The roots must be strong. It won't budge.
Really?
A licorice flower.
Try all the ones here.
Let's do it. What? Another hole?
You have 1 minute left.
Thanks. Thanks.
A large hole. We've come this far. I will not protest now. Huh?
These Somniums are so shit. Oh my god. They expect someone to fucking get that first try, because they damn well should be making them to do so. They need to be
That is...
sensible enough for you to be able to do that without just looking up the fucking answer. Being some kind of fucking clairvoyant or something. Trophy and mountain corpse flower. Cock. AI? Yeah, this whole game is cock.
Hitomi, I think I know what happened 18 years ago. You three were close. You, Monica, and Renju. Monica was murdered. You and Renju found the body in the mountains, and you brought it back to the cold storage warehouse. My guess is Sojima killed Monica. I've seen inside his head before, using this machine.
I see. If you know that much, then there's no point in hiding it anymore. I'll tell you the truth.
Well, good thing we got her mouth to shut, to open up. Dragon Resident. 18 years ago. There's that title music again.
Wait, you're going to see So?
Yes. I want to talk to him in person.
Of course, they got Faye Manor to do 2 people.
No, you can't.
Why not? Are you worried about my body? You don't have to worry about that.
But your stomach is still...
You don't have to worry about that. I'm totally fine. Oh, my doctor told me that's normal. Your stomach doesn't go down right away after giving birth.
I'm not worried about your body. I don't know how to explain it. So doesn't care about you. And especially not your child.
I haven't told him about giving birth. He contacted me for the first time in a while.
So that's why.
So,
He wants to know about the baby.
He must be panicking. If anyone ever finds out his mistress had his baby, his political career would be over.
It's not like it was an affair.
His wife passed away after giving birth to his son, right?
It would still be a big scandal. He impregnated a girl who just graduated high school. Don't you see how that looks? He knew how the public would take it. That's why he gave you the money to deal with it. There's no way he'll accept that child.
It's okay. I told him that I won't cause any trouble. But could you take care of the baby? Just for a little bit? I'll be right back.
Fine. But take this with you, just in case. It's a GPS transmitter, just to be extra safe.
I really don't think I'll need it. But okay, if it'll make you feel better.
made a silly choice. Here we go.
I don't know what Monica saw in So.
Only guess to get in this situation in the first place.
She said he was kind and loyal, that he wanted to change Japan, but I didn't understand any of it. We tried to convince her to break up with him so many times.
So,
She never listened, and it ended in tragedy. What happened next, you already know.
yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Ooh! Thank you, man! 2 years! Woo! Thank you, buddy. Great to have you again, as always.
I really appreciate that, bud.
Welcome! Welcome back! I need hype as well. I always get those two confused. How have you been, bud? Welcome. There we go. I am trolling through this game, as you can imagine. I want to get through it and maybe look forward to the sequel. I hope the Somniums get made better than the ones in them. But you didn't have to worry about my anger. You came at the perfect time after I already got frustrated. I like being able to do things first try flawlessly. And when I feel that I'm robbed from that opportunity, it really, really gets me. But we are going to finish this game. It has a cool story. It has cool things. It's not all bad. But the Somnium is just, you know... It's like, Somnium is a really cool concept. The game is a murder mystery. Much in the same vein as a lot of other Spike Chunsoft games you might know about, like Danganronpa or Zero Escape. And in this particular version, you play a detective who has access to this particular technology that allows you to sink inside other people's brains and memories. And you go about certain levels, and the gameplay is a lot of going into other people's heads, Psychonaut style, and figuring out what happened and trying to solve puzzles. But the game is about a serial killing of murders which the corpse is always left with an eye taken out. It's hard to understand why that is at first, and then you dig deeper and you find you join the dots and you figure out. And you know, it's got a cool story and all that, and the character's interesting and yada yada yada. It's not bad. And if you're not me and you don't gripe over flawed gameplay like I do, then you know, it's a good game. And I do believe it is on a bunch of different platforms, not just PlayStation, that I like to play non-exclusives on. Not sure if it's on the Switch. But yeah, the thing that gets me is the Somniums are like escape rooms in Zero Escape, you know? Like, they are where you do the missions. And I really like the idea of using abstract logic to figure them out. Cyclops killer, indeed. How did you know? Did I say that? I don't think I did. Anyway. But yeah, actually, no. I said one eye taken out. Yes, the Cyclops killings. Yes, that's what they call them. Yes, you were absolutely right. So you just joined the dots. You just did it. You see, you're a natural. That is indeed what they call it. The original Cyclops killings, and then the ones that happened more recently, and why is that happening? Anyway, I like using abstract logic and the concept of the Somniums, whereby you get thrown into this alternate dimension with peculiar things happening, and you have to use like visualization and alternate like logic to figure out how to progress and proceed. And you have to remember, well, the idea would be that you want to use more of what you remember of what's happened in the story to kind of like guide you in what you should do. But a lot of that is kind of not executed well. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's really not. But it unfortunately, for a lot of these Somniums, it just ends up being stabs in the dark. Literally, the last one was in a darkened forest. In a forest that got darker and darker in the middle of the night. But like, when you take something and you remove logic from it, and it's a puzzle, and it just ends up being hit and miss, and you know, trial and error, and you obviously don't manage to do as well as you would otherwise because you can't kind of like remember what went before and use it again. And many times it's something that they kind of show you that they did before won't work the next time, as a way to like, you know, reward for your memory and attention. And any of those sort of things, it kind of like just does away with all of that. And it makes me very upset and angry. I want to be able to first try all these Somniums. That is certainly not the case in a lot of them. Some of them I have been able to first try. Some of them are just, the logic does not hold up. And that's the biggest issue I have with the game. The fact that I hate that all I'm doing is basically a robot. Input selection A. Output fail. Input selection B. Output success. Fantastic. Move on to part 2. Input selection A. You know, it's not actually testing my brain or my mind or anything. It makes no fucking sense. It's obnoxious. And then you're like, well, you run out of time. Too bad. Well, of course I did, because I'm just stabbing in the dark trying to make the most of this garbage. I mean, if it was real abstract logic, I would understand. But a lot of it is just mess. And that's what upsets me. But the story and everything else, great. But I mean, I guess it's like Fire Emblem Three Houses. The you know, it's all great until you get to the gameplay. It's all great until, you know, walking through the monasteries and all that. And if you want a good story, this has got a good story. It's a really good story. Yeah, sure. But fucking give me puzzles that make sense instead of just mess, which is unfortunately what this game is. But you know, I just want to get through it. I want to get through it. I want to beat it. And I want to try to enjoy the sequel. And hopefully they'll make the puzzles better. Because conceptually, the idea of having somniums and having choices that you make in the somniums to go down different paths and using timies and figuring shit out, as long as they're logical, is really cool. I like the concept. So I feel even more frustrated and disappointed, angry, and cheated, hurt, when that concept that I fell in love with is just so poorly done. But, yeah. Enjoy if you can. You're not playing right now, you're watching me, so that takes that out of it. You don't have to worry about that part of it, because you don't have to play it, you can watch it. And this is definitely another one of those games that I would say, at least for the likes of me, a lot more enjoyable to watch. And I've watched the whole story, so I know the whole story inside and out, but I'm not really saying much about what I know. For obvious reason. Because it's a lot more enjoyable to watch. This game should have been a movie. You know, Scanner Darkly. Make it a Scanner Darkly type movie with this kind of cool animation. And just leave it at that. The gameplay is shit because it doesn't rely on logic. You cannot piece things together. It makes no sense. Occasionally it might hit or miss, might work out and you can like understand it. A lot of the times it's just crap. So it's very disappointing. Anyway, we're here. We're moving on. Well, what happened next you already know.
Neither Renju or I saw it happen, so I don't know how much of this is accurate. But we could guess what happened.
Well, that was lovely, wasn't it? Sick Machine. The Sick Machine. It's got really good humor as well. I really like the quips and the humor that you can get. No, it's one of those games. It's like Yakuza, whereby, you know, it's really serious, really dark, really bloody, and then really hilarious. It has that kind of shit going on here with this game as well. There's a lot of funny things that happen alongside all the darkness. The Sync game. And I'm trying to find something, but it's probably not the right moment. The person sitting here is the subject of the Sync game. And they make weird references like Adrian! I don't even know who Adrian is. It's like trying to be like Snake, but Adrian thing. What the hell is that? You know, really weird, off the wall, wacky humor, which is really nice. I like that. What happened after Monica's murder? What did Sir say to Monica? How about Monica's killer?
Renju told me.
But you said he wasn't there.
He heard some of this from the Kumakuras. Renju had connections with them.
How did the Kumakuras know?
So told them.
About Monika's killer. What did So say to Monika? I want to leave about Monika's killer. That's gonna progress. Right.
He told her to move overseas. He said he'd pay for everything. So contacted his friend, the chairman of the Kumakuras.
Rohan Kumakura.
He asked him to dispose of the body and left the scene with the culprit.
The incident was 18 years ago. That means the chairman was Rohan, not Moma.
Rohan went to the scene of the crime?
Yes, with some of his men.
Did they put Humpty back together again? About Monika's killer.
Date, you said that Monika was killed by So, right? But that's not true. Monika was killed by Saito Sejima, the son of So and his late wife.
Heartbeat.
Saito was 12 at the time.
12?
Yes,
But why would a little boy do that?
I don't know. I can't imagine.
Listen to the rest.
Again, neither Renju or I saw this.
So this is really the nitty gritty part of the game. This is getting into that. So I'm glad to like kind of be done with it. Hence the title.
We were just waiting at my house for
Straight.
Monika to return. But she never came back.
I'm kind of piecing things. Like the Poirot situation where after he's talked to everybody, he has them in one room to kind of like piece the story together. This is kind of getting.
We tried to call her cell, but it didn't connect. But then, we saw movement on the GPS.
The GPS Renju gave to Monika?
Yes. At first, we thought she was on her way home. But we saw the GPS getting further and further away from the city. Renju and I got nervous, and we decided to follow it.
What about the baby?
We couldn't take the baby with us, so Renju gave the baby to the mob doctor he trusted.
Those are Kumakura men.
We didn't dare move. We couldn't speak. We were barely breathing.
Barely
We
breathing?
could only watch as it all unfolded. I knew what the hole was for, but I couldn't move. Couldn't do anything. I remember my heart beating so fast. Before long,
We good here?
Yeah. Cover her.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
the Kumakura people covered Monika's body, then left. Renju and I ran over and dug up the grave with a tree branch. What we saw.
You kind of already know it's her, right? Because you just went. Any more? That's it? Okay.
Monika!
Monika
Monika!
and Chandler. Yeah? Go.
We need to.
Keep crying like this!
We need to call the police.
No, we can't. Not yet.
Why not?
You don't know who those guys are. They would do anything to keep this hidden. I've seen it happen myself. I know what they're capable of. Anyway, think about it. Why would they do this? They thought Monica and her baby were going to be trouble. Monica's stomach was still pretty big. I don't think they know that she gave birth already. What do you think they'd do if they found out? They would take her and kill her too. And then, they'd come for us. They'd make it look like we disappeared. All of us would be... gone.
Renju convinced me.
There's a bit of lucky number slapping about.
He knew more about the dirty underbelly of society than anyone. He knew when something couldn't be handled by the police. He said that they would do anything to kill the child. And I believed him. We had to protect Monica's baby. We had to, no matter what.
Okay, I understand.
I decided to trust him.
You could do a lot worse than being like lucky number 7. Horrible, gory, ugly, but certainly a film I like a lot.
We couldn't leave Monica's body in the forest. We cleaned her up and took her to the cold storage warehouse.
Even if I'm a fascist ass scumbag. I don't know.
This warehouse is owned by Okiura Fishery. My father runs it. But it's not in use right now. They're moving operations to a better area. They're actually looking for buyers right now. But don't worry. I'll take over the warehouse.
Are you sure?
Yes. Don't worry. I'll keep everyone out. Everyone but you, of course. I'll give you a key. You can come visit any time you want to see Monica.
Monica, don't worry about the baby. I'll protect her, no matter what. And don't worry about them, either. The people who did this to you, I will never forgive them. I'm sorry, Monica. Sorry.
Well, Monica was fine with the situation. She thought everything would be dandy. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry. She should be sorry for her foolishness and naivety. And she's paying the price right now. It's all good. Gonna be a dumb fuck in your life like that? You gonna get yourself pregnant by age 19 and not understand the repercussions of that? I have very little sympathy for this idiot woman. Anyway, sofa. A sofa. How far is it? I don't know. It's so far. Renju, 19 years old. About Monica's killer. Get the birth certificate. Should we name her?
I was thinking about her name. How about Iris?
Iris?
The goddess of rainbows in Greek mythology, and the colored part of your eye.
And the flower, too.
Right.
I thought it might have something to do with your name, Hitomi.
Not only that, it's also for Monica's name. The kanji for Monica uses the character for love. And Monica reminds me of Manako, Japanese for eye.
So both names have something to do with the eye.
And eye, which means love, will always be a part of Iris.
So that's how you came up with the name?
So you want to connect her to the way that Monica got killed with her eye taken out. Why would you want to do that?
Don't you think it's nice?
To remind her that her mother's eye, when she finds it all out, was taken out? No, I don't think it's nice at all.
Iris. Iris.
Iris. Iris. Iris. Iris. He's gonna agree.
Yeah. I really like it.
About Monica's killer, did you get the birth certificate?
The mob doctor took care of everything. I have the birth certificate, and I even picked up a mother and baby book. It wasn't cheap, but you don't have to worry about it. Just submit the birth certificate, and everything will be taken care of. You look worried.
I feel like I'm somehow betraying Monica. She was the one who gave birth.
Soon, you won't even be able to think about that. Because a war is about to begin.
A war?
A war?
Between you and the baby. You won't get a good night's sleep for a long time.
Yeah.
You might even start to resent Monica for all this.
Really?
Anyway, as soon as you submit the certificate, you will officially be her mother.
Yeah, I'm very weak when it comes like arguments and all.
Be sure to raise her responsibly.
Bet responsibly, drink responsibly, raise responsibly.
I'll help. Occasionally.
Occasionally, huh?
Oh, Monica's kid.
I don't really want to discuss this, but there's something you need to know. After talking to the Kumakura gang, I found out who killed Monica.
Here it comes. Saito Sejima.
So's son, Saito Sejima.
How? Saito was only...
12 years old.
Why? Why would a little boy do that?
I don't know the motive, but I know it's true. So used his connections with the Kumakuras to cover up for his son. And all of the evidence of this scandal, of course.
I'll never forgive them.
Yeah. Protecting someone dear to you is pretty damning. You know, like a son or a father. Yeah.
So, his son? Or the Kumakuras?
Yeah, because So is protecting his son. Much like someone else was protecting their daddy for not getting them in trouble by calling it. When they realized what they saw in the Okiura fishery. Much the same thing, right? Do you suspect anyone to be the killer? I know the story. I've watched the story inside and out. But who's that?
I feel the same way.
Like I say, it was much more enjoyable to watch and play because when you play, you have to be reminded of how shit the Somnium is.
But you can't think about revenge now. You and the baby can't lead a life like that. Just bear with it for now.
Bear with it?
The opportunity will come.
Boop, boop, boop.
So wait until the right moment. Okay?
And so my life with Iris began. Raising a child was much harder than I expected.
Indeed.
Iris wasn't a good sleeper.
Really?
I had to sing her lullabies to put her to sleep. And I always needed to put her to bed so carefully.
So carefully.
It would only take 10 seconds before she'd start crying again. So I had to pick her up.
You love
sing her
saying
another
so
lullaby,
for someone that you
and
hate.
put her back to bed.
So I had to pick her up.
After doing this over and over, before I knew it, the morning sun would creep in through the windows.
And the Linux.
But even with all of that, I cherished
I mean,
every
Linux, right.
single day.
You know, the sheets.
My hatred for those responsible never went away. But my hands were full, raising Iris. I devoted myself to her. I never thought about anything else. Eventually, my desire for revenge just faded away.
Faded away. Faded away. Moo moo.
Woof, woof. Mama, I'm wet. I'm wet.
Are you wet? Well, we should dry you. Where's the towel?
Sleepy. Up?
Or do you want an omelet?
Mommy, I won race today. Is Mommy proud of me? Mommy, I want to see Milky Moon again. Mommy, you are so good at dancing. Mommy, pancakes are done. Sorry, I burned it a little. Mommy, why can't I dance at the stores? I can't help it. My body dances on its own. Mommy, don't more people come to barbecues? How come it's always you and me? Mommy. How long will it take my bone to get better?
Bone.
I want to dance again with everybody. Hey, Mommy, do you like my shirt? Look, we're matching! Mommy, thank you for everything! I love you more than anything in the whole wide world! Mommy, look! I drew it!
The Okonomiyaki War, huh?
That was so fun! We should do it again!
The food or the food fight?
Both!
I'm gonna have to say no to the latter, sweetie. It took forever to clean.
But Uncle said he wants to do it again too! Hey, Mommy.
Yes?
Are you gonna marry him?
What are you talking about?
As long as it's Uncle, I'm all for it! I say go for it!
Go for it!
What's that? Alert that I watch another channel. I don't know what it's from.
I would always question myself. Could I keep living a lie? I had promised Monica that I would avenge her, but I couldn't work up the courage. And maybe Renju was exaggerating, but there's no statute of limitations for murder in Japan.
Statute?
If we showed Monica's body to the police, So would be punished by the law. And the Tsujima's and Kumakura's crimes would be uncovered. But that would mean Iris's secret would be uncovered as well. That's what I was really worried about. I didn't want Iris to know that So was her father. And even more than that, I didn't want her to know that I'm not her real mother. That's the real reason I've been silent for 18 years. I didn't want to lose Iris. But...
Big fat but.
Fate can be cruel. God used other means to take Iris from me. In January, Iris suddenly collapsed. It was caused by a malignant tumor in her brain. There's nothing we can do. She only has a year to live at most. That's what the doctor said. If you remember...
I also remember you saying there was some answer.
But what I didn't tell you is that there was an experimental new treatment.
You did mention something about it.
It was...
Some of the cutting-edge nanomachines can even go inside your body and cure illnesses. They can even cure cancer. And they go beep, beep, beep. That's what Mom said.
Nanomachines. Nanomachines could remove the tumor. But the procedure would be so expensive. With my salary, it wasn't something I could afford. I thought hard about it, about how I could get my hands on that kind of money. But I couldn't think of a solution. Time passed.
You tried the lottery.
Before I knew it, it was November. Iris's symptoms worsened. Her time was running out.
The time is running out, can't push it on again.
I was starting to panic. I couldn't sit here and waste time while Iris... In any case, I had to get the money before it was too late. So I thought of a plan. A plan to blackmail
B.
So Tsujima.
It's a different group.
Two days ago, on Saturday night, I called So and invited him to come to the warehouse. He agreed to come, after I hinted at what happened 18 years ago. I had prepared everything, hiding behind the forklift until So came. When he finally arrived, he walked over to the workbench
and breathe breathless enough for him not to know.
where I had laid Monica's body. He lifted the cloth and looked down. He whimpered and stumbled back. Even he was phased, seeing a body he thought he got rid of 18 years ago. Not to mention it was the body of a woman he was in a relationship with. A woman his own son killed. He reacted exactly as I expected he would.
How dare he protect us? No, you shouldn't be protecting your lover. Like your father. You shouldn't call the police if your father gets involved.
I had prepared a recording and sent it to his phone.
Basically, Mizuki and So are no better than each other, and for someone to have mixed feelings between the two characters who did exactly the same fucking thing from a different perspective, with exactly the same way of protecting and defying and not doing the right thing because they want to protect their fucking loved one, they're just as bad as each other, and people should view them as such. But one is a cute little girl with blue hair, and the other is an elderly man. So, Dejima.
I know who did it, and I know she
People are
had
shitty
inside her.
and fickle. And view them very differently. Having done the same fucking thing!
You can probably guess what I'm going to say next. Be prepared to pay for my silence. I will tell you the exact amount later. And don't tell anyone
Just
about this. Not Saito, not the Kumakuras. If you do anything even remotely suspect, I will go to the press with the truth. Understand?
I told him to keep quiet and cut ties with the Kumakuras.
Pay me the money for the operation.
Even if he found out who I was, without the Kumakura gang, he had no power over me. And there's no way he'd risk his political career, not to go after me. I saw So put his phone back into his pocket and run out of the warehouse. I came out of my hiding place to put Monika's body back, but then something unexpected happened.
She came to life.
I saw you, Date. I hid behind the forklift before you saw me, and when you were done looking around,
It can't be. Iris.
Iris! Iris, get for us. I was losing consciousness. Head fell. Couldn't gather my thoughts. Didn't know what to say. Instead, I murdered. Are you kidding me?
Iris is not Hitomi's daughter. But Iris's father is Sosajima. Her mother, Monika Iwai, was killed 18 years ago by So's son, Saito. However, Hitomi raised Iris since she was a baby. Hitomi showed unwavering love and compassion for her, just as much as her biological mother would have, if not more. Iris's tumor was discovered in January of this year. The only possible treatment was experimental nanotechnology. However, that treatment is restrictively expensive. Hitomi devised a plan to blackmail Sosajima for the money.
So, Sosajima?
The best way to establish the blackmail was to show him proof directly. That is why Hitomi created the scene with the corpse. She was the one who called So to the warehouse. On Sunday night, what Date saw was what Hitomi had prepared for So. That is the summary of what we have learned so far.
So far?
But there are some things I have yet to understand. Date, pull yourself together. Ask her questions. Date, snap out of it.
I heard Ira call for me. Sick machine.
Hitomi is sitting quietly. Why did Rohan remove Monika's arm? Continuing Sunday's event. Did you tell Renju about blackmailing Sejima?
No, I did not. All of this was my idea. I'm sorry. I have no idea.
I probably don't have to ask, but let me just be sure. After I left the warehouse, what did you do?
I put Monika's body back onto the hood of the forklift. Then I left.
Makes sense.
That's why the police didn't see the body when they arrived on the scene. It makes perfect sense now that I have the facts. Iris did not resurrect. You simply mistook Monica for Iris.
Given their direct relatives of one another.
The body did not disappear. Hitomi moved it. Those were the events at the warehouse
Like, I
Sunday
look
night.
staggeringly like my dad. Even though we're like 50 odd years old. Well, no, 38. 38 years. We're 38 years apart, but I look very similar. I have done most of it. So it isn't exactly right.
Simple.
Summarize for me.
There are still a few loose ends, but I believe I understand what occurred 18 years ago. However, none of this ties directly back to Shogun Adami. Her murder was just 4 days ago. Is it connected? Or are these two separate cases?
If there is a connection, it would be with Renju and So. We can think about it later. More importantly...
Yeah.
Wait. Where are you going?
To look for Iris, of course.
But you have no idea where she is, right?
Do you know something?
Yes.
Hitomi is standing there. How do you know where I... No, I don't really want to ask it like that. I just want to ask, what is it that you...
At around 4 o'clock today, I received a phone call. I don't know who it was. They were using a voice modulator.
What did they say?
I have your daughter. Don't call... That's...
Renju. What did they say?
I have your daughter. Don't call the police or she dies. That's why I didn't tell you earlier.
Renju.
We don't know that for certain. It could be number 89.
Either way, Iris is in danger right now.
That's the rest of the story. Yes, while we're needing every second that we can get.
The voice asked for something else. He told me to go to a specified location with you.
With me?
Yes.
The culprit knows me? It must be Renju. What location?
I'm sorry, but this stops now.
Date. Run!
Boss!
Please, do not worry. I merely put her to sleep.
What are you doing?
My orders! They told us to halt our investigation. The boss was already going against orders as it is, which is why...
Investigation? What investigation? Shoko or Iris?
Neither. The investigation of Monika's murder.
Monica? But her case is all but completely solved.
Yes, but only to us, right? If we say nothing, then her investigation is ongoing.
So Sejima. So threatened us, didn't he?
I don't know. But you've been stripped of your authority on this investigation. As of 5 minutes ago. In In fact, you are to be placed under house arrest. What will you do, Date? I suggest you comply.
Iva, can you turn the power on?
Easily.
All right, get ready. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, we need to take a break right now, so I'll be right back. Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed their break. Where were we? Oh yes, this. Mm-hmm. Nicely done.
Now tell me, where is the location?
Poor Peter couldn't really do anything, can he?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
If I told you, you'd go alone, wouldn't you? But if I don't go with you...
All right, take me there.
If you don't go with him, what? Abandoned Factory, Tuesday, 9:30 p.m.
I know this place.
It's the chemical plant that closed 8 years ago.
I knew that. How did I know that? Your body might have known that. Corners of my mind were aching.
Date, I'm sorry, but this is going to be bad.
What happened?
Someone has begun to access my stored memory. They are attempting to wipe all the data.
I love it.
Everything I have accumulated over the last 5 years, including backups.
Pewter. Is Pewter doing this?
Almost definitely. He does have admin rights. I summoned some ice, but that will only buy time.
The heck is ice?
I have 4 hours at the most. After my ice is broken, Peter will be able to access logic, my core programming. He'll be able to destroy my mind.
Why?
It must be related to the orders they are receiving from the top. The higher-ups clearly see you as a threat, Doctor. They're attempting to limit your power by removing you from the equation. I suppose their motivation hardly matters now. The most important thing now is finding Iris and bringing her to Abyss within 4 hours, or else I will cease to exist.
Date? What's wrong?
The Somniums.
Nothing. Just...
Oh, that.
All right. Now you know. So get moving. I'm counting on you, Date.
1, 2, 4 hours. That's fine. It should be plenty of time. But it's not. That's what. I gripped my revolver and got moving.
I'll go in first. You wait here.
I thought
Okay.
ladies first. No, it's not.
Is that... Renju?
The case remains unsolved. Back to the map. Why can't I make a new one? I don't know. I began playing this game in January last year. Oh my. Log. Unlock. At least it shows you where to go, unlike this nonsense. I didn't stream under Thursday Flashback episodes, so I'll need to connect it. So I'm thinking. How much more of this do I want to do right now? Oh. A few minds about it all. I think I want to cut the stream so that I can export it directly to YouTube without it having an out, because the output wouldn't make sense. Oh, I forgot the whole fucking Thursday flashbacks part. Although technically, I guess. No, I think we're good. Yeah. Because in part I'm doing this so that I can finish the. This was like one of the last games I had started when I had stopped doing my schedule that I used to do. The Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday schedule. I want to get this done. But I'm in a bit of a quandary as to. I think a little bit of Guilty Gear wouldn't be too bad, so we can do that. So I'll come back on with some Guilty Gear. I'm gonna cut the stream here and then I'll be right back.